Hey look, it's a Ditto. No real reason, I just kind of felt like getting a Ditto, so... I save stated in front of the guy in, the Pokemon Mansion, Mr. Backlot, or whatever his name is, and, actually happened to get Ditto on the first try. I would have, kept resetting to get it if it was not, but I got lucky, so... We're gonna catch a Ditto. I feel... You know, I feel something real good about going to Hagrid's, so we're gonna catch a Ditto. Let me speed this up slightly. Speaking of Harry Potter, the new book came out. I only read the first, like, bit of it. People are saying it's like a bad fanfic. I'm kind of seeing that, but I don't know, I have to give it a little bit more of a chance. So anyway, we caught a Ditto. You may be wondering why. I may be wondering why. No, I have ulterior motives. But, Ditto's useful to have. Like I said, it's here in the Pokemon Mansion. In Diamond and Pearl, it's a, it spawns from, like, the Poke Radar in, that route outside of Canalave, I think. But anyway, we've got that, and, we're gonna take a little bit of a walk here. Because I just, again, I feel really good things about going to Hagrid's, so... We're just gonna walk all the way back to Hearthome, because as far as you know, I don't have a fly slave with me, so... we might have to. Oh my god, what is this? So, yeah, as you can see here, I put in some codes. This is going to be the event Pokemon episode. And, I didn't really have to include Manaphy, but I did, because it is an event Pokemon. Normally the way you would get this is, from Pokemon Ranger, as you can see from the thing there. Also, it's timid. I wonder if that's fixed from the code that I used. Not sure. But, yeah, in Pokemon Ranger, I actually have a video on this. If it's not on my channel, it's on Brenna's. If you beat the entire game and then put in a special code on the title screen, you get a special mission that lets you send Manaphy to any of the Gen 4 games. It is 1 per game. If you ever do it on a copy of Ranger, you can never do it again unless you somehow manage to wipe the entire save. And the only way to do that, as far as I know, is through cheats or, like, intentionally corrupting it somehow. But, that's how you get a Manaphy. It was also given out in the 2 Ranger sequels, Shadows of Almia and Guardian Signs, but those were both Wi-Fi missions, so you can't get those anymore. And for that matter, the original Ranger was also a limited time thing in Japan, because it was, you could only download it when you went to see the Manaphy movie in the theater. But anyway, we're going to take this Manaphy, we're going to breed it, because, as you should know, it, oh hey, the Ditto's holding an item. Is that a silver powder or something? Or, no, that's for bug types, quick powder. I don't know. I guess we'll look in a minute. But, yeah, I basically wanted to do this to, just kind of get all of the Gen 4 Mythicals, because I figured why not. So, a bra actually came in useful. Came in useful. Those are words. So, let me, go ahead and... Well, I don't need the freaking egg hatching app. What am I doing? Let me get the team preview back. Or, I guess we'll use the egg hatching app. Except, the thing is, like, if you're anywhere else in the world... and it's already level 2. If you're anywhere else in the world, the egg hatching app can be useful because you're not right here, and therefore you can't see if the guy turns, but if you are here, you have to be constantly poking the screen to see if it updates. And that's the, unfortunate thing about trying to breed Manaphy, because you get it at level 1, so it's going to gain experience immediately, so you won't be able to keep it at the level you got it. I always like to keep, all my Pokemon at their, like, starting level whenever possible. But, continuing on the Manaphy subject, it was also the very first event Pokemon I ever got, because I never got any in Gen 2 or 3, and in Gen 1 I did go to that one Mew event, as I've explained before, but I was too much of a dumbass to actually get it, because I was being emo, so, yeah, I got Manaphy in, I want to say September of 2007. It was a Toys R Us event that was only active for like 2 or 3 hours. It was the first Gen 4 event they ever held, and I don't know why it was such a limited time. Every event since then was at least a full day, and then like the next one after that was either Deoxys or Darkrai. I think one of them was 1 day, one of them was 2 days, and then ever since then they've always been like at least a week. So I guess they realized, like, hey, if we're going to distribute these things, we should maybe give them out for longer than, like, 2 seconds. That would probably be useful. But I still have that Manaphy. It is in my Pearl collection. I am proud of it, I suppose. It means that I existed at the right time. That's pretty much all it means. So, we're going to hatch this egg, because I feel like it, and as soon as this... Oh, did I change the bike speed? Apparently. As soon as this thing hatches, which won't be for a while, so I'm probably off screen in a second here, then we're going to start going after the other events, because there are 3 of them, and I imagine they're probably going to be somewhat lengthy. Well, not the events themselves, but like getting to them and then catching the Pokemon in them. So, I guess fast forward until I'm done. Here we go. That took quite a while, but the egg has now hatched, and we have this thing. I do enjoy its cry. So this is Fione, or Fione. I'm not sure how you're supposed to say that. It's a weird one. I don't remember if I've gone on a tangent about this one in this series or not, but to make it very brief, the entire reason this thing exists is because you get Manaphy from an egg, and it's also timid. Weird, I didn't even give it an Everstone to pass down nature. That's kind of cool. But you get Manaphy from an egg, so the developers are basically like, well, we have 2 choices. We can either make Manaphy breedable, because we know that it does come from eggs, so that would make sense. Or we can just ignore that completely and, like, just make it not breedable at all, and then people will question how it came from an egg. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, they say that Arceus came from an egg, but whatever. But they decided to make it breedable, and instead of have it self-replicate, because that would be kind of cheap, I guess, they created the poor man's version, which is basically... Manaphy is straight 100 across the board as far as stats go. Fiona is straight 80 across the board, which is kind of like average or below average. I think it's about average, actually. And, does it have the same ability? Yeah, it does have the same ability, but, it doesn't get Tail Glow, which is, a pretty decent stat boosting move, and I don't think it gets Heart Swap either. So it is definitely inferior, and, it's always banned from all the in-game battle facilities, like the Frontier and stuff, because it is considered an event Pokemon before the term Mythical came around. Except, like, that's apparently up to debate. It's kind of weird, like, I've always considered it a legendary or a mythical or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Apparently people disagree with this because it is breedable and it is really low stats. They say it doesn't count. As far as I'm concerned, because it's related to Manaphy, it basically is one, and most of the official sources seem to agree with me on this, but every once in a while you'll see something that contradicts that. It's kind of weird. Anyway, we're going back here real briefly because last time I mentioned the possibility of using a Burn Orb or a Toxic Orb on Caroline, and I'm going to actually do that, because somebody did the damage calculation, and it actually does turn out to be a pretty decently strong move when used with Facade. Obviously I'm not going to use Fling, because that was just kind of a bad idea in general. Going with Toxic, because apparently the when burn cuts your attack, I thought Facade was supposed to break through that, but I guess it doesn't, so getting a Toxic Orb, and then we're going to teach Facade in just a second here. But let us go to Canalave, because that is our next destination. That would make sense as to why we're going there then. Let me swap my team around real quick. Okay, so let's scroll all the way through this. Here, have a thing. Oh. Okay, who else is getting the leftovers then? I forgot that she had it. Who has the most HP? That is actually not very distinct. Like, I mean, there's a very... It's obviously, like, 166 is the highest, but it's not the highest by much. Who has the shittiest item, then? King's Rock is useful. Razor Claw. I like that for rollout. Eh. And that's good, so... yeah, I'll give it to you. You're kind of my tank anyway. You can at least take special hits that aren't electric, so... There you go. And let's go ahead and teach Facade. Or Fake Haid. I used to think it was Fake Haid. And we're getting rid of Water Pulse, because it's not really all that necessary to have, so... There we go. Hopefully that will be useful. Alright, so our next agenda here is this building. This is the Harbor Inn, apparently. And normally you cannot go in here, but using the member card, you can actually get in. The member card was distributed just through a random event that happened like shortly after Platinum came out. Get no choice in the matter. Okay. And here we are. If we look at the map, we are at... Should be New Moon Island, yeah. This island, I don't think existed on the map until I got here, but it's right next to Creselia's Island. I didn't realize it was going to be daytime. Like, I know it's day in the game, but I thought if you came here it was always night. Apparently not. And, here be Darkrai. Darkrai's pretty cool. So we are going to definitely try to catch this thing. And, I expect probably save state shenanigans here, but, I did buy some Ultra Balls. I'd like to use Dusk, but it's not night here, so... Let's just, yeah. So, Darkrai's deal is, I've probably mentioned a lot of this before, but, it's the counterpart to Cresselia. Cresselia gives good dreams, Darkrai gives nightmares, and, it's not malicious about them, it just kind of does it as a defense mechanism, and so, it's interesting legendary, I like it. It's one of my favorites, probably. I did do this event in Platinum in the physical copy, caught it in a Premier Ball. Plus there was the Toys R Us Darkrai that was distributed a little while before that. Well, actually quite a while, because I was in Diamond and Pearl. I think it was Alamos something, like Alamo. It's not the Alamo, but no, it was just, it had some kind of weird trainer name based off of where you catch it in either the movie or, like, where it was in the movie or where it was in Ranger, I don't remember. But, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. And there we go, second ball, okay. I will accept that. So that actually took a lot less time than I thought it would. The hell is this voice? I did not remember that. Also, why was there a boat? I thought you had to use the boat to leave. But no. Okay. Maybe it's so you can leave if you weren't prepared for it, but I don't know. Well, that was a thing. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I didn't think about that. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Okay. So, let me get the rest of this plot stuff out of the way here. That was it. 2 sentences. Okay. I'll go ahead and heal because I'm right here. But, yeah, I'm going to need to buy a bunch of antidotes because I completely forgot about field damage because they removed that in, I know it's not in Gen 6. Is it in Gen 5? I think it isn't. I just know that they, like, continuously nerfed it until it became completely unnecessary. Because, in this game, I think you can survive with 1 HP. If you're taking field damage with poison. But in previous games, you would actually faint from that. But yeah, let's go ahead and buy some antidotes. They're cheap enough. Got like 30. Not exactly breaking the bank here. Okay, so that's one down. Next one is a little bit more of a trek, so let's grab our necessary Pokemons here after I move Darkrai and check out its stats. Lonely makes sense lore-wise, at least. I don't remember what that boosts and lowers. There we go. And it does not have its signature move here, which is Dark Void, 80% accurate sleep move that hits all targets in double battles. Or all opponents, at least. Also, I have to say, its box icon kind of leaves something to be desired a little bit, because when I first saw that, I thought that that red collar thing was like a big open grin, and it looked kind of derpy. It is a lot better in the full sprite. So anyway, let's go ahead and do this. I'm trying to think if I need HMs to get through the section of Victory Road that I need to get through. I probably do. Why am I going to Sunny Shore? What am I doing? Yeah, I want to be at the far end here. And, okay, I do need Waterfall, so I guess we're grabbing Becky. I don't think I should need, like, Cut or anything, so hopefully this will not end badly. Can we not completely screw up inventory management, please? Because you have everything I need, right? I can't imagine I'd need anything more than that. And let's not leave behind Caroline. Let's leave behind... You're the highest level, but I need you for Surf. I guess you. I use you for a lot of stuff. Okay, so I could cut out this section entirely, but I do have something to talk about over it. There was at least one comment asking if I was going to show this off, and the answer is basically I can't. In Diamond and Pearl, there is a thing called the tweaking glitch, in which you basically ride the bike through a specific series of tiles really quickly, and the way that this game works is the map is broken into like 16 by 16 tile sections, kind of like Minecraft chunks, and if you go through the corners of these really quickly, the game doesn't load them good, like doesn't load them very well, and it'll actually load in the wrong areas, and so you can basically cause sections of the map to not spawn in. And by doing that, you can enter what's called the Void, which is basically just a black void, like it sounds. And from there, you can do a bunch of other crap. I do have repels, right? Are they at the bottom? Yeah. But yeah, the way that you normally do this is, you can look up a video if you want to see it. I would show it off, but they patched the glitch in Platinum, so I can't do it here. You basically... go through the correct spots in Jubilife to glitch out the game and cause things to load in badly. And so then you enter the void, and from there you basically enter a building from the wrong side. Like you go in the door, but you enter it from the top instead of the bottom. And so then when you go inside the building, you're now in the map that the interior of the building is, but it's like you're below it. And so from there you can continue running through the void. Also, I am completely freaking lost in this place. What the hell? Once you are there, people have actually documented exactly how to get to the locations you want, because from the void, if you take a certain number of steps in the right direction, which for the record can take like 2 hours, you can end up either at Full Moon Island or at this next area that we're going to, and you can catch Darkrai and Shaman. So it is possible to get those without the event. It's just very difficult, and, well, I mean, it's not very difficult, but it's very specific in how you have to do it. And if you mess up, you can actually get yourself trapped in an area and basically fuck up your save file. So anyway, here's Professor Oak, and here is Marley. Okay, then. So let's see what you have to say in your defense. This fricking line here, I hate this, because as soon as he says this, everybody's immediate thought went to, like, if there's going to be Johto remakes, and then once they were confirmed, obviously, then, like, when they come out, then when you go to Kanto, you're going to find a rock just like this, and you'll be able to get Shaman in those games. That is not true. So I don't know why he says that. So here we get to just write whatever we want on this rock. It's kind of weird. You know what, I'll be like sappy or whatever. I'll just say like, can we fit YouTube fans in here? Is that kind of, we'll just say YT fans, because in all honesty that is kind of like, you know, how I make my livelihood and everything, so I am definitely grateful for that. Doesn't matter what you write there, obviously. I think I just wrote Bicked Up in my original playthrough of this. Anyway, there's that noise. And a bunch of flowers, and it's all like, oh hey, I'm just gonna run over here. I don't understand that cry. It's really weird. Okay. Marley, you're odd. So anyway, here's a very long path. Apparently people use this for hatching eggs. I can't imagine why, because it's ridiculously far out of the way and you can't fly to it. Makes no sense to me. But, I mean, if it was accessible normally, then sure. This would be a great place to hatch eggs, because you bike for like 9 miles, but, in case you didn't see, that Seabreak path, that is what I mistakenly called Silence Bridge in Kanto. And here is Flower Paradise, which should both be on the map now. Yep. There's just a ridiculously long path here now that was not there 2 minutes ago. It's kind of weird because there's just kind of a really large... Okay, we're going to have this Mario Sunshine argument again. Yes, it's technically a peninsula. I think you would consider this like an isthmus, though. I don't know. Just a really long land bridge that wasn't there, and now it is. It's kind of weird. Anyway, here's Pancake Hedgehog. And let's go ahead and initiate battle here. I think this is going to be a pretty low level. Apparently that's Q-Un. Did not know that. Hopefully my voice doesn't completely die out. So yeah, level 30. And so you should be able to survive a surf or two, right? I think this thing also has base 100 stats. Okay. I would like to get its health down further than that, so let's try and get in like a cut or something. Leech Seed, you're gonna be a bit of a problem. Because you're gonna... Oh, and it heals itself anyway, great. Okay. Well, I need to die to get rid of the Leech Seed, so let's just kind of hang out here for a while. So I'm thinking my strategy here is going to be basically use Surf, get it down to the yellow, and then just start chucking balls, because if it can just use Synthesis to heal, and if it's going to be constantly healing with Leech Seed, then there's really not much else I can do about it. However, if I remember right, I think this thing actually has a relatively high catch rate, so let's just try Pokeballs. Because most legendaries have 3. I think this one's like... Fuck off, game. I knew that was going to happen. Also, I like how this one doesn't get the special legendary battle music. But yeah, I think this thing's catch rate is like 30 or something, which is still low, but it's not as low as most other ones. If the Pokeballs don't work, I'm going to switch back to Ultras. And just cough up the entire state of Rhode Island in the background. Are we going to have to off-screen this one? Because we got lucky on Darkrai. Do a couple more Pokeballs. Get down to like 90. Come on now. The constant Leech Seed healing is not really making this very fun. Yeah, I'll do 2 more. I don't remember how I caught this thing in my original file. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I don't know if I completely finished my thoughts on the tweak and glitch thing, but there's Shaman. You can either catch it in this game the way I just did, you can catch it with the tweak and glitch in Diamond and Pearl. It was given out in another Toys R Us event, I think it was before Platinum came out, if I'm remembering right. And it was also in Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs as a Wi-Fi event, which Darkrai was in Shadows of Almia as a Wi-Fi event, so they do have multiple ways of getting them, it's just most of them are tied to events. So, I don't have Fly, I need to go back the long way, so that'll be a fun little adventure here. But, again, could cut it out, but I do have more shit to talk about, so I might as well keep it in. Because there is one other way to get to Darkrai and Shaman that I think is lesser known. Lesser known than the tweak and glitch, at least. Because in the original Japanese versions of Diamond and Pearl, apparently, when you went into the Elite Four rooms, you could just, when you entered the room with the first guy, you could just turn around and use Surf, on the door that you just came out of, and for some reason it would let you do this. And so, that would basically be your way to enter the Void, and then from there you can figure out where you have to go. I left out part of the explanation with the Void stuff also, because once you go through the proper number of steps, you end up going through, I think, what's considered fake Sinnoh. It's like a weird duplicate map that I don't really understand why it exists. And then from there, I did it once myself to get Shaman, in that copy of Diamond that I got specifically to get Shaman. Basically, I needed an extra one because I wanted to send one up to Gen 5 and keep a. I'm trying to think how that worked out, because in Pearl I had the one from the event, In Platinum, I had the, yeah, I had the one from the actual in-game event. And then Brenna also had a full collection. I originally gave her my Platinum one, and then I wanted to send one to Gen 5, so I had to do tweaking. So yeah, that's how that worked. But either way, at some point during the whole process, you have to, like, use the Explorer kit to go underground and then come back out, and then it, like, corrects your location and puts you where you're supposed to be. It's kind of weird. I did not do a good job of explaining that, but you can look up a video if you care. I like how it's holding a Lumberry for some reason. Alright, so let's see what your deal is. Had a fateful encounter. So that's interesting. This one does not have a fateful encounter. This one does. There's actually a good reason for that, which I'm going to show in a minute, but there's some stats. They exist. Here's some moves. None of them are particularly great. Shaman's signature is Seed Flare. I don't remember what it does. It's just a strong grass move. But anyways, let's head off to Floaroma Town, which is the place that Shaman made, like, bountiful, apparently. And let's immediately do more PC management, because I am a dumbass and never remember what I'm trying to do. And I think it's in the... oh no, it's just her, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. So there's the Gracidia, or Gracidia, or however you're supposed to say that. This is a key item that's been in every game since Platinum, and it's one of those, like, self-unlocking items. Like, the only reason you would ever need one is if you have a Shaman, and if you have a Shaman, you can get this. The exception to that is if you do the glitch in Diamond or Pearl, because that one will not have the Fateful Encounter tag. It has to have that in order to get it. So, there's the flower. We use the flower, and it's all like, blah. And then it becomes a sassy reindeer, which is actually, I think, the only alternate form with a different cry in this game. So, Skyform Shaman is part flying, has a different stat distribution. It's not 100 across the board, it's more specialized. I think it can learn different moves. I don't remember. I assume it can. But yeah, that's Shaman. I think the Sky form is considered pretty decent, land form not as much. And Sky form has some really weird restrictions on it. You can't use it at night. You can't use it when it's frozen, which, good luck getting one frozen anyway, seeing as how it's the rarest status condition, and this thing is 4 times weak to ice when it's in the flying form anyway, so, like, what the shit. And if you try to put it in the PC, it also reverts, so it's kind of a weird situational thing, but it's cool. So that leaves one more Pokemon then. I'm sure you all know what it is, but we are going to head there. Let me grab my sword and my lamp oil, and we are going to Mount Coronet. So let me figure out one more time what I want my team to be. I'm going to need Becky for HMs. And I think that's it. This next one's going to be kind of a bitch to catch, though, so I might want to actually bring Magby with in order to do a good amount of damage. So I'm going to leave you behind, because I don't see rollout sweeping being all that useful here. So let me just take a quick look at the Pokedex here, make sure I've caught everything else. So yeah, all the legendaries we've got... Uxie, Spreadas, Elf, Dialga, Palkia, Hateran, Rattata, Skirigina, Cresselia, Fiona, Manaphy, Darkrai, Shaman. So we've got everything except for the last one. And we got the bird trio too, which were obviously earlier in the Pokedex. And all the rest of them are in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Oh yeah, and the Regis, I forgot about them. But here we're going to go ahead and do the final in-game event, which is on top of Mount Coronet, and it is the only event that was never actually released properly. It's programmed into the game, obviously, because I'm about to do it, It was also programmed into Diamond and Pearl, which, if I didn't make it clear, the Dark Ryan Shaman ones were also. They just never released the items for them. You can still do them with cheats. This one... apparently, like... I think Masuda has gone on record saying that they didn't do this event because it was considered like too difficult to figure out, which is complete horseshit because it's really not. The event literally involves going up to the top of Mount Coronet, and that's it. If you have the item, then you're good. And in the recent distribution that just started this month, when you pick up the mystery gift and look at the card, it actually says this Pokemon was obtainable in Diamond and Pearl by using a strange flute. It's like, no, it wasn't. You guys forgot that you never released that thing, didn't you? But whatever. Let's try and get through this as quick as we can here. Hopefully I remember my way up. I think I'm going the right way. I've only had to go up here, what, like 5 times? I should probably know it by now. I think to the right that was that shortcut back, which is a little bit less than useful because it's a one-way escape path, basically. You can't actually use it as a shortcut to get up here, which would be quite nice to have, but... let's go. Come on. Okay, here we go. So, I've never actually done this before. Let's see how this works. So, there's a platform with a flute on it. Yep, you just have to stand on it. That is not a difficult event to figure out. What the hell? I always thought that was really cool. It's the frickin' tune at the title screen, and they just happened to bring it back for this event. So, we've got a giant staircase. And up here... ah, shit, I didn't save. Ah, shit. Okay, backup save. I didn't realize it was going to start the event. Or start the battle. So, due to my less than oh, I didn't frickin' heal either. Jesus, this is gonna be bad. Due to my less than stellar audio setup, you're not gonna be able to hear this song, which is unfortunate because it is interesting. But, yeah, here we have Arceus, or Arceus, or Arceus, or Arceus, or however the fuck you want to say it. Every single one of these legendaries is debatable. I always say Arceus, it's like, whatever, it sounds like Arse, but it, I don't know, it just looks like that's how it would be pronounced. Yep, we're dead. So, in case you're somehow unaware, this thing is the... before Megas came out, this is the strongest Pokemon in the entire series. Not all around, like, it's not the strongest in any one particular field, but it's, it has the highest base stat total. It's 120 and everything. And so, this light screen is so not going to help. It's basically a jack of all trades that is actually really good in all of its fields. It's just not the absolute best in any of them. And here we have its just regular normal form, obviously. And it can change to any other type using the plates. So, why am I using Thunderbolt? I really should be using Psychic. But the fact that this thing can recover also is not looking too good for me. I didn't realize it had that. What I probably need to do is put this thing to sleep, and then try to weaken it, but this thing is so ridiculously bulky that I don't really see that being that feasible. There, we got a special defense drop, that's useful. And for the record, I do have a Master Ball. There is no time in the game better to use it than here. It would be very fitting to use it here. I'm not going to use it here. I would like to try to catch this thing legit because, well, Master Ball's legit, but you know what I mean. Because I've never actually had to do this before. The tweaking glitch does not work to reach this area. The only way to get here is with cheat codes. Because the freaking flute was never released, so. I did catch an Arceus in Gen 5 because there was one that you could get from the Dream World, and you actually did have to, like, throw a ball at it and stuff. So I technically caught one there, but you didn't have to, like, weaken it, and it was 100% catch rate, so it doesn't really count. I'd like to see if I can pull this off. So, I think this is about as good of a situation as I can get here. I'm going to make another alternate save, and because I'm a jackass, Premier Balls, not even going to use the good ones. I mean, come on. We gotta catch the frickin' god of Pokemon in a Premier Ball. There's just no questioning that. It's gotta be done. Can we get you to go to sleep? That would be really nice if I could. Okay, cool. And let's see how many chances we get before it wakes up. Arg, I almost had it. I don't expect this to go well, but to be fair, it isn't any harder to catch than any other legendary. It is base catch rate 3 like everything else, except for the ones that are higher, obviously. So, its status as being the highest level one and being, like, in lore the one to rule them all or whatever the fuck, it, like, doesn't really matter here. So, come on. Nope. This thing is sleeping way longer than I thought it would. There we go. Okay, can we go back to sleep? Ah, fuck you. How much damage is Facade gonna do? Probably not very much. Grass Knot, I think this thing is maybe kind of heavy, but whatever, let's just try to damage it. Yeah. Let's at least get it in the yellow. Now, because I'm being stubborn here, I do want to try to do this as close to legit as possible without having to do, like, a bunch of reloading save states crap. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to subject you to watch all of it, because I can see, obviously, why this would get really old really fast, so, if I run out of Premier Balls, or if my entire team, like, if I white out, then I'm just gonna try and do it off-screen. One more? Okay. I keep making these alternate saves as if they're gonna do something. I'm not actually reloading them. Nope. I wish I could switch and try to put it to sleep, but it's so hard to tell if it's, like, if it uses Refresh, then great, I get a free turn. If it uses Recover, then I have to damage it again, and if it uses Hyper Beam, then I'm dead, so it might actually be out of Hyper Beams, though. I'm not sure how many times it's used it. Nope. Future Sight, which apparently didn't hit me somehow. Come on. Come on. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. At this point, I wouldn't mind burning it. It'll just freaking heal it anyway. Okay. don't have a whole lot to say here. This is just me versus something that desperately does not want to be caught. Okay. Can we get sleep in? Doesn't seem to be using Hyper Beam anymore. There we go. We cannot have a more ideal situation than this. It's in the red and it's sleeping. Come on. Please stay sleeping for a good number of turns. Doesn't even shake once. This thing's gonna run out of PP soon. Is it seriously left with nothing but refresh now? No. Come on. No. Is this the last ball? Yeah, it is. Well, good luck. Nope. I could use a different kind. I'm not going to. Let's just throw a Master Ball and then immediately reload. Nope, don't even get to catch it. Okay, so let me check what my save states are. This is in the battle. This is right before the battle starts. This is way back at frickin' Shaman, so this is technically my best one, even though I'm going into the fight with a damaged lead and other various problems. But I'm going to reload from this one. I'm going to try to catch this thing without save state abuse. And I will, I guess, cut back when it's complete. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm glad I was recording that. I did not expect that one to work. Wow, okay. There we go. I mean, I don't know why I didn't expect that one to work. It's just it frickin' happened without me having to throw very many. Alright. So, there we go. We have caught God. Now, because if I don't mention this, there's bound to be a couple people who will mention it otherwise and just kind of generally bitch about it. No, this thing isn't actually God. It's like... The thing with this series is... like, people kind of don't like the fact that the legendaries became super overpowered in the later generations, honestly, even starting with 3. And I can kind of understand that. It's a little bit weird to have them be, like, these supremely powerful beings that have created the world or the universe or whatever, and yet you can still just catch them and have them do your bidding. Like, I would argue that the game provides no proof that this thing is a creator deity. Because, like, yeah, the Pokédex says it is, but the Pokédex has been full of shit before. The problem is, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, there's an in-game thing where if you bring an Arceus to the Ruins of Alph, it goes through a really, really weird Google Images sequence. And I'm not kidding. If you've never seen this, you need to look it up. It is literally a Google Images sequence. But it does that, and then you get a Dialga, Palkia, or Giratina at level 1. And so, That is basically, as far as I'm concerned, concrete proof that it was the one that created the original trio, and they're basically, like, yeah, we can't necessarily prove that they created the concept of time and space either, but they do have control over it at least. So as far as I'm concerned, this thing is a creator deity of some sort. It's really weird, and it is kind of out of place in the series, honestly, but it's still cool. I like Arceus. It's an interesting design. It's a goat stuck in a fence, and yet it's somehow God. I don't know. So let's go check it out as I take constant poison damage. And we are going to be ending this video very soon because it has been going on a long time, but definitely want to look at this thing. Let's put you away. No, come on, frickin' PC navigation. I'm the worst at this. Oh my god. Okay. So, what nature did we get? Brave, alright. Oh, and before I forget to mention it, a Arceus caught with the Hall of Origin location can be used to trigger the Heart Gold Soul Silver event that I just mentioned, but so can one that was just given through an event with the Fateful Encounter tag, and the game actually considers them both different things, so you can do the event twice. Since this thing was never released legitimately, you can't really do the event twice legitimately, but you can do it like semi-legit if you just hack in the item and get it that way. So, anyway, those are some high stats. Speed is a little bit to be desired, I guess. I'm looking at these, I'm guessing Brave is minus speed and plus probably attack. I think that's what that is. So, I guess that's okay-ish. It's really not. You probably want it to have higher speed, but there we go. And let me just give it a couple plates while I'm thinking about it, just to show off how that looks. So, fire plate, it is now red. It is now a fire type, etc. I'll give it like one more. I mean, everybody and their mother has already seen these sprites, so I'm not showing off anything really exciting here, but I figured I'd show it real quick anyway. It is now blue, behold. It also has a weird green form for the 3 question marks type that is Curse in this game, but it is not possible to obtain in any way. It's just kind of a weird thing that's programmed in for some reason. But there you go. And since I mentioned the signature moves of the other ones, this one is Judgment, which I believe it learns at level 100. And it is basically just a very strong move with no added effects that changes to whatever type it currently is. So that is everything. As far as legendaries go, I've caught every single one of them. And I don't think there is a single thing left to do in this game beyond either stuff that I don't want to do, like catch all the random Pokemon in the game, which obviously would take forever and I'm not going to bother with. Further Battle Frontier stuff, which I'm not going to bother with. And second round Elite Four, which I am going to bother with, and we will be doing that next time. Very good chance that I am going to do off-screen grinding and or rare candy hacking. If I end up doing the hacking, I will mention it. I don't think I'm going to, because I usually like to avoid that kind of stuff, but that will wrap this up. It has been a long series running. It's had its high points and low points. I liked this episode, it was cool. And we will be finishing it up, if not next time, then the one after that, because I don't know if it's going to be one video or two.